So very good evening to all of you and welcome to Career Launcher. So welcome to the new year, actually new academic year, and we are starting this from 10th January. And I think at 8 p.m. we are having the Hindu analysis already happening, which is generally taken by Govind sir. But on Saturday, I'll be taking this class, and the rest from Monday to Friday it will be taken by Govind sir. And on Sunday at 8 p.m. we'll be having a static GK revision. Okay, where we'll discuss important uh, things related with the constitution and other things. Okay, so let us begin. And yes, since this is actually the beginning of the academic year or academic session, we will tell you also how to read newspaper, because that is also very important. Like there are so many things, infinite things, uh, which comes in the newspaper, and you are not supposed to read each and everything. You have to be very smart while reading newspaper. Okay, so I believe that you all are beginner. You have 1 year, full 1 year to for your preparation. So let us begin. So first of all, I would suggest please start reading English newspaper, and because of course you are supposed to answer those questions in English. So if you are reading any regional newspapers, regional language newspaper, please stop it for 1 year just for preparation purpose. Start reading either the Hindu or Indian Express. Okay, either you should read either of the two. That's the most important thing you should be knowing about. Okay. Now one more thing which I wanted to highlight is the Hindu or Indian Express. So the best thing about the Hindu is we'll be having the Hindu analysis. So if you read the Hindu newspaper, you will get an extra benefit that you will get support from us as well on YouTube, where we'll discuss the Hindu newspapers. Okay. So either of the Hindu or Indian Express you can read. But the idea is you are not supposed to read the entire newspaper. So as a beginner, if you're a starting preparation, so what I would suggest is read first page of the Hindu newspaper and editorial page. That's it. And you are not supposed to read anything else. Okay, I think that is more than enough. And we'll keep on discussing how you should prepare, you should start reading newspapers. Okay, so the most important thing is you should watch every day the Hindu analysis, because you will get an idea which article you are supposed to read and which article you have to skip. Okay, and that's very important. Otherwise, like students still get confused, like even after preparing for 3-4 months or even 6 months, that which article I should skip and which article I'm supposed to read. Okay, so for that you have to read news, watch our classes daily from Monday to Saturday at 8 p.m. You will get an idea that okay, which article teacher is teaching and which article the teacher is skipping. Okay, I hope things are crystal clear, and I hope my voice is everything is clear. So let us begin with the first page. As I have told you that the first page, actually there's an article talking about the Chief Minister of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, hits the streets, defends disrupting raids. See, what happened was recently actually we have seen ED raids in IPEC office, so we will discuss about it. Then here is an article talking about India dismisses Letnick's claim that PM did not call Trump to seal trade deal. So this is regarding India-US relations. That is that comes under international relations, which is also very, very important. So let us first discuss about this one. So what happened was recently we have seen ED, that is Enforcement Directorate, an agency which is supposed to fight money laundering. So this agency raided an IPEC office. What is IPEC? I'm sure you must be aware of it. IPEC, actually, the famous personality associated with IPEC is Mr. Prashant Kishore. I'm sure you must have heard his name. He's considered as political strategist according to the different newspapers. And I think related with the organization like IPEC, the same organization was raided in Calcutta, and the Pratik Jain related, the office bearer of the IPEC, was like the raid happened there as well. So the enforcement directorate raided it, and Mamata Banerjee was not happy, the West Bengal chief minister, because according to her, this is actually she actually intervened. It is said that the West Bengal chief minister intervened in the raids and saying that this is actually done in a political way, and there that is according to one of the Banerjee, she said that this actually is used as a political tool and not as actually a proper read or something like that. So these were things that. So we are not going in the politics, but actually because that is not important. But the academic point of view, you should know the academic point of view. And what is academics regarding this? The enforcement directorate, the laws regarding it, what is the job of it, how it works. These are the things you should be knowing. Okay. So let's talk about that. Like I'm sure you must be aware of Mr. Prashant Kishore, Jan Swaraj Party, right? And he's actually, when you read the way his Wikipedia page, it talks about it, IPAC and all. Okay. Now, according to them, they say that this is India's biggest political consultancy. So, and they are actually help people, politicians or political parties fight elections. Okay, so that is what is being talked about here. So we'll be discussing about enforcement directorate. So it has actually taken political color. So we are not going in that detail, but we'll be discussing about the enforcement directorate. It is, of course, an economic intelligence agency responsible for fighting money laundering in India. So it has powers under PMLA, Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002, FEMA, Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999, and in 2018, this law was made specifically. Yes. Wanted to thank you, sir. I repeatedly told you about lack of rising sun involved as well as. Okay, Chandalekha, I'm very happy that you have got benefited from me, and my teachings helped you in the exam. What do you think about Alliance University Bangalore for law? Chandalekha, I'm very sorry, I'm not exactly aware of its ranking. Okay, so I won't be commenting on that. Please check it on different websites and ask. Even ChatGPT will help you. That what is the ranking? They will tell you more. Or you can ask faculty, the legal faculties when they will come, or Govind sir when they will come from Monday to Saturday at 8 p.m. Please ask him. I'm not sure about that university. Okay, so so we're talking about this Prevention of Money Laundering Act, PMLA 2002. Okay, and FEMA, that is Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999. Okay, so Prevention of Money Laundering Act simple is actually to stop money laundering or any other economic frauds. For that, we are having ED, Enforcement Directorate. The FEMA is there, Foreign Exchange Management Act. This also is related with transaction, or I would say conversion of rupee into dollar and other currencies. So to regulate that, we are having FEMA. And we have Fugitive Economic Offenders Act 2018. This was passed actually when those Mr. Nirav Modi case and Vijay Mallya case became famous, where fugitive economic offenders, fugitive मतलब वही भगौड़ा, like the person who has left the country to avoid the criminal case or to avoid any arrest or something like that. Yes. So for that, Fugitive Economic Offenders Act was passed, and a law enforcement directorate has power under that also. Okay. So main job is to fight against money laundering and terror financing. So that is what the job of Mr. Rahul Naveen, Indian Revenue Service Officer, IRS, is actually the director of this agency. Yes, good evening, Sambhav Sharma. Welcome to the class. Okay. So that is what you should be knowing about ED. Now let's talk about, we have told you in the beginning of the class, I have told you that you are supposed to read page number 1, the first page, plus editorial page, right? So we are on the first page, and this is the second article. India dismisses Lutnick's claim that PM did not call Trump to seal trade deal. See, what happened was recently, the Commerce Secretary of Mr. Donald Trump, Howard Lutnick, he said that India-US trade deal could not happen because Modi did not call Trump. Okay, and that is what he said. So to counter that, like that is what he said. Mr. Lutnick remark came a few days after Trump said Mr. Modi knew he was unhappy with India's purchase of Russian oil. So the question है क्या चीज? I'm sure you must be aware of that Russia-Ukraine war is happening. This you know like little bit. Even if you are a beginner, I'm sure you have little idea about the Russia-Ukraine war that has started since February 2022 and is still happening. And recently we have seen Russia using missiles of 10 Mach speed, which we will discuss in today's class as well. So what happened was, of course, USA is pro-Ukraine, of course. So USA has put sanction. US is not happy with India buying Russian oil. And US is pressurizing India not to buy Russian oil, especially the crude oil, which are being used and then being, let's say, refined in, let's say, Jamnagar factory in Gujarat and other factories. So basically, Russia, Donald Trump wants is putting a lot of pressure in India to ensure that India should not be buying Russian oil. So that's why they are the thing talking about it. That recently Donald Trump said that Mr. Modi knew he was unhappy because India was purchasing Russian oil, etc., and all. And then Mr. Lutnick, the Commerce Secretary, said that India and US trade deal could not happen because PM Modi did not call Donald Trump. However, later on, the Ministry of External Affairs, MEA means the External Affairs Ministry, spokesperson's name is Mr. Randeep Jaiswal. Please remember it. Sometimes we have seen in some exam they're asking the spokesperson's name as well. So the Ministry of External Affairs, they clarified it that reiterated India's commitment to a balanced trade. Reiterated मतलब दोबारा कहना मतलब जोर दे करके balanced trade pact. So the trade deal should not be like favorable only to one country. Balance means like it should be beneficial to both. Then only we'll do the trade deal. So that's what is being talked about. Said the latest remark made by US Secretary is not accurate. US Commerce Secretary is not accurate. And replying to a question, the Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Randeep Jaiswal said that reference to the absence of a phone call was not correct. And PM Modi and US President Donald Trump had spoken on 8 different occasions in 2025. So there are 8 places, 8 occasions where they talked. Yes, Sambhav Sharma will be having a class on Monday 3 p.m. regarding Venezuela crisis. And that static GK Sunday 8 p.m. will keep on happening. Sunday 8 p.m. will be having static GK revision and those things. You can watch it. Okay. And Venezuela crisis, the upcoming Monday 3 p.m. will be having class for that. Okay. Okay. So just please subscribe to the channel. You will keep on getting the notification regarding that. Okay. So that is what actually it was in the news. Okay. So External Affairs Ministry said that no, this is not correct to say that the Prime Minister did not call Donald Trump, because there were 8 occasions in 2025 where they both met and talked, etc. Now, first page article, again, this is also actually very much in the news. Iran defies Trump, warns protesters of crackdown. So we are witnessing protests even in Iran. So I'm sure you must be aware, here is Iran. And in 1979, we had seen what happened in 1979 in Iran. Can anyone tell me? Iranian Revolution. So before that, there was Pahlavi dynasty. It was actually a kingship type thing. And this Pahlavi dynasty was overthrown, and Iranian Revolution came in 1979, led by Ayatollah Khomeini. I'm sure you must have heard his name. So since then, the setup of Iran's governance system is actually there is an elected president, and there is a supreme leader who is actually the religious leader as well as the main head. Right. So that is what you should know. Okay. So, and now again, against the Islamic Republic government, there has been a lot of protest because of economic crisis. Iran has actually witnessed a lot of economic sanctions by America and many other countries. What is the meaning of sanction? Sanction means, what is sanction? Sanction means economic boycott. Or in short, I would say like nobody should be doing trade like currently USA is doing on Russia and other countries, even North Korea also. So because of which there have been a lot of freezing of assets. Yes, Muhammad Nazak, that this class will be helpful in JMI test exam as well. Of course, no doubt. So basically what happened was we are witnessing depreciation of Iranian rial, means their currency is getting weakened, which will hamper the imports. Imports will become costly. Although exporters will get benefit, but imports will become costly. So that's why people are not very happy. There are economic crisis and many other things, and because of which there have been a lot of anti-government protests in Iran. Okay, Iran protests, and Raza Pahlavi is actually again the grandson of the last king. Okay, so he appealed to the US to urgently intervene. Now he is appealing to the US president to intervene. Like recently, we have seen intervention in Venezuela. The USA intervened, or I would say they arrested the Venezuelan president and brought back actually to their own country. So Iranian Revolution, please read about it. Pahlavi dynasty was overthrown in 1979. Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini was actually the main person who was actually spearheading the movement. At that time, the last king was Muhammad Raza Pahlavi. That is what you should be knowing. And now this is currently Mr. Reza Pahlavi, and he's actually the grandson, I think, of the same last ruler, eldest son, I would say, eldest son of the last ruler of Iran, last Shah Iran ruler, 1979. Okay, Shah Iran, we call it as the last king of Iran. That is what you should know. And current setup of Iran government is like this: there is a president, Masoud Pezeshkian is the president of Iran, and Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. This is not the same person who brought 1979 revolution. The person who brought the 1979 revolution was Ruhollah Khomeini. This person was the person who spearheaded the 1979 Iranian revolution. And the current supreme leader of Iran is Ali Khamenei. So the name is not same. They are two different persons. And he's the current supreme leader of Iran. Okay, that is what you should know. About the case. I think Govind sir would have taken the class. You're talking about the bail rejection, right? I think this is 4 or 5 days old news, and I think I'm sure in the Hindu analysis, Govind sir would have taken the class. You can watch the 2-3 days ago newspaper analysis of Govind sir. Okay, let's move on. DD News to air content by digital creators. Digital creators means those who are like YouTubers and Instagram influencers, etc. So DD News, actually, the main organization is called as Prasar Bharati, under which we are having DD News and other things, and All India Radio, DD, etc. and all. So it is headquartered in New Delhi and headed by an IAS officer. So basically, that is what Mr. Ashwini Vaishnav, INB, Information and Broadcasting Ministry. I'm talking about ministry because they ask questions. Who is the minister? Like, he's also having railway ministry. He's also having information and broadcasting ministry. Okay, so these are the things you should be knowing about. Now, I've told you that we'll be discussing about page number 1, and you have to directly jump to editorial page. So here is editorial, and this is page number 6, right? Now I'll tell you like how to read like the layout of editorial. So this article and this article is written by some author, and you can find the name of the person as well as the photo sometime as well. So these two are main edit page article, and these two like articles reflect the opinion of the author, not the newspaper. Okay, this has to be very crystal clear. On the side left, you will find these two articles, this one and this one. I hope you are able to see on the left the two columns, but you will not find names of the author being mentioned for these two articles, and that is why it is called as editorial. The left side editorial, and these reflect the opinion of the Hindu newspaper. So, or I would say, because the newspaper, like the opinion of the Hindu editors, edit page editor, editors. Okay, so just side with the article, which is authorless, that reflects the opinion of the Hindu newspaper, or I would say the Hindu editors. But the main two article reflects the opinion of the authors and the name. Like that is what their personal opinion is. I hope it is clear. Hopefully, is it clear till now, or do you have to ask anything? If you have to ask anything, you can ask in the live chat. I hope everything is clear, right? Okay. So let's talk about this one. So you can see this is an article. There is no author's name, and I've told you when there you will not find author's name. This is actually represents the opinion of the Hindu editors. Here is actually the name of the article of the author. Actually, she's talking about an incident, the Falton case, about a victim's dignity. So this is actually a sorry incident of a woman in Falton in Satara district of Maharashtra, where actually she killed herself, etc., because she became a victim of a huge crime against women. And that is what she's actually talking about. She's currently she's advocate Bombay High Court, and she's talking about victimization by society and many other things regarding how to deal with such cases, the crime against women. We still have implementation issues regarding the laws to protect the women, and these are the things actually she's talking about. Okay, we're not going very much in detail, but yes, she has given some examples of Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita which has to be used to create a more women-centric criminal justice system. Okay, so we have a lot of laws. The idea is not only about the laws, but actually about the implementation. So in 2013, Nirbhaya Act was also passed because that Nirbhaya incident became very infamous in somewhere around 2012. So even after that also, we are seeing actually not proper punishment in many cases. And there are cases where character assassinations are being done or victim blaming is being done. That is what she is talking about. That why was girl outside in the night or something like that, or like putting blame on the female, etc. The victim blaming. That is what she's actually talking about in this article. She is quoting some laws. बात है साक्ष्य अधिनियम में, इतना डिटेल अभी नहीं जाना है. Just have an idea, rough idea about that. She's quoting some judgments. What I would suggest is currently regarding this, I would say please read something about this, because this is asked in many exam Vishakha guidelines. That is related with, this is the Supreme Court judgment. I think it came somewhere around in 1997 as far as I remember. Vishakha guidelines is regarding POSH Act, later on it was made. So this is regarding safety of women at workplace. At workplace. This was a very famous Supreme Court judgment passed regarding it. And this is very important, I would say. In future, in your lifetime also, you will witness this Vishakha guidelines when you join any other company, whether it's a private or a government organization. So Vishakha guidelines, and later on this law was passed, POSH Act 2013. Yes, which was made by the parliament. Yes, Sambhav Sharma, you're right. Huh? This was made by the parliament, which included all those things that were mentioned in the Supreme Court judgment of Vishakha guidelines. Okay. So now, like you can say Vishakha guidelines has been replaced with POSH Act 2013, but actually the idea is the same. Okay. So POSH Act 2013, please read something about it. We are having ICC, Internal Complaints Committee, in every organization. So every organization, every proper organized system, like for example, even in Career Launcher, we are having Internal Complaints Committee, and they are implementing POSH Act regarding it. Every organization has that. Okay. Every proper full-fledged organization have Internal Complaints Committee. They should have more than half women members, etc. And like there are many other things regarding it, like there should be many things. Anna, we are not going in that detail because otherwise it will become very long. But you should know this is a very famous Supreme Court judgment. Vishakha guidelines. Okay. So I wish made that detail in Jana. She's going in that case in detail. Okay. Let's talk about this. जो साइड में आर्टिकल थी, देखो ये वाली जो आर्टिकल है साइड में, एडिटोरियल के साइड में, लेफ्ट साइड में, you will not find author's name mentioning, and this actually is the Hindu editor's opinion. It reflects the opinion of those actually reflects the opinion of the Hindu newspaper, right? So they're talking about again the Enforcement Directorate raiding the IPAC office, Indian Political Action Committee office in Kolkata, and the said to be repeated run-up election, West Bengal election. So the ED searched were part of ongoing money laundering investigation unrelated to the election and aimed at tracing the proceeds of the crime. TMC, the Trinamool Congress, is actually the political party. TMC is the political party of Mamata Banerjee, the current chief minister of West Bengal. So the raids happened, etc. And Mamata Banerjee put allegation on the ruling government that they are misusing this, politicizing this agency, etc. So these things were in the news. The matter went to the Calcutta High Court. Then the ED, then the matter went even to the Supreme Court. We are seeing some of these things regarding it. And now the thing that comes into the picture is center-state relations. And we have a lot of committee that were set up in this regard, regarding center-state relations. For example, the most famous one is Sarkaria Commission. I'm sure you must have heard this. And then we have Punchi Commission. And there are many other Raja Bannar Commission and many other commissions were there. But these two are very famous, especially this one. Regarding center-state relations, they gave a lot of recommendation how that there should not be any friction, or the friction between the center or the state can be minimized, etc. and all. Okay, so these were the things that we talked. Now we are having another important and interesting news regarding Somaliland. What is the second Punchi Commission? PUNCHCHI. Somaliland is no longer a diplomatic endnote. No, you got confused. ECI, Election Commission of India, is a constitutional body to conduct election. And IPEC is a sort of an NGO. It's sort of a non-government organization, which helps political parties fight election. For example, if you have set up a XYZ party, I'm just giving example. You can take the help of IPEC to fight election. This is a political strategy. Politically, it will help you. It's an organization that helps political parties fight election. It's a non-government organization, right? Please do not confuse it with Election Commission of India. It's a constitutional body, independent constitutional body to hold elections in India. IPEC has nothing to do with the government. It is actually a private, non-government based organization. If you're having a political party, you can hire or you can like pay something. I'm not sure how they work, but something like that you can pay a certain amount of money. They will help you in fighting elections. Not all political parties if you can approach them, and if they are willing to help, that's fine. It's like that. That's how it works. Okay. Consulting agency type है ना, political consulting agency, right? That is what I wanted to say. Now let's talk about this one. Somaliland is no longer a diplomatic endnote. Now this is a very unique thing that happened. And what happened was Somaliland was recognized by Israel. This is the first country to recognize this as a separate country, which is actually a part of Somalia. So let me show. So where is India? This one is Israel, right? This small one, right? This is Somalia. Okay. And this here somewhere this is a part of Somalia. And Somalia, and this has been recognized as a separate country by Israel. Yes, located at Horn of Africa, right? Armed factions in Somalia spurned land, agree ceasefire after clash, etc. Right? So देखो ये वाला है Somaliland. And this is very surprising also. This is Gulf of Aden, this is Arabian Sea, this is Red Sea. I'm sure you must have heard. And what is this? This is called as Bab al Mandab, or I would say Strait of Bab al Mandab. Okay, so this is a very important point. And यहाँ पर है Djibouti. You will find Djibouti military port also of China's military port. So China is also very cautious. Why Somaliland? Why is Israel so much concerned about Somaliland? They must have some interest. And this is called as Horn of Africa. I'm sure you must have heard about that. Yes. So Israel's decision in December to recognize Somaliland as an independent sovereign state marks a significant diplomatic rupture in Horn of Africa. Beyond the immediate diplomatic fallout, the move carries wider risk. It may intensify Cold War-style proxy conflicts. So इसे बता रहे कि conflict friction बढ़ सकता है, might increase the friction, etc. For Beijing, Somaliland sits at the intersection of three core interests: safeguarding One China policy, securing Red Sea corridor, and completing and satisfying great competition in Africa. Right, China is very much interested in Africa. I'm sure you must be aware. China is having Djibouti, they are having military base. Then China is actually also concerned about Red Sea corridor. Right, this is Red Sea, and I've told you this is Red Sea. So the ships move in this region. Okay, if this Somaliland belongs to Israel, maybe China will not be very happy. Okay, that's the idea behind this. And One China policy, I'm sure you must be aware of what is One China policy. So this is China. This is called as Taiwan. And officially Taiwan is called as ROC, Republic of China, whereas China is called as PRC, People's Republic of China. China wants that Taiwan should not be recognized as a country. This is called as One China policy. Yes, Mohammad Nazak, this the Hindu analysis will keep on happening from Monday to Saturday at 8 p.m. From Monday to Friday, that will be taken by Govind sir. On Saturday, I take the class. And as far as Sunday is concerned, at 8 p.m., we'll be having static GK revision regarding constitution and the laws regarding it. That would also be very beneficial for you. Yes, China and India compete to secure control in Africa, right? Through infrastructure project. Yes, Sambhav Sharma, right? So that One China policy is also being talked about here. खैर ठीक है, तो ये सब हो रहा है सोमालीलैंड. अभी हम लोग उसमें डिटेल में नहीं जाना है. आई हैव गिवन यू अ रफ आइडिया अबाउट Somaliland. Belt and Road Initiative also. Arunachal, वो नहीं, वो one China policy के part नहीं. One China policy means you should not recognize Taiwan as a country, and China believes that this is our part. That's one China policy. Means they say do not recognize Taiwan as a country. Okay, this is the mainland China, and this is actually not a separate country. So even India has not officially established diplomatic relation with Taiwan, signaling that we also support one China policy officially. Okay, so these are the things you should know. Abhi currently China is increasing vocal pro-Palestine stance. So China has in the past also supported the Palestinian stand, etc. So these are the things being talked about. अभी हम बहुत सारी चीज देखो, ग्लोबल साउथ क्या होता है, धीरे धीरे हम आपको सब कुछ बताएंगे. Gradually over a period of time I will discuss it. Global South, actually there are two terms that are being very much used, and I'm sure you must be aware. चलो थोड़ा सा बताता हूँ, कहीं पे वर्ल्ड मैप होगा ना तो मैं देखा, या चलो मैं एक टर्म बताता हूँ, ग्लोबल नॉर्थ और ग्लोबल साउथ, बिकॉज दीज आर बीइंग वेरी मच यूज्ड. ग्लोबल नॉर्थ reflect to developed world, like rich developed countries, है ना, and global south talks about developing countries. We'll discuss about in detail developing nations. Brand line वगैरह गूगल पे सर्च करोगे, you will get it. I'll keep on discussing. हाँ तो देखो, ये देखो बता रहे बाबर मंदब स्ट्रेट, रेड सी, गल्फ ऑफ एडन, ये तो मैं बता रहा था, है ना. जुगुलर वेन, जुगुलर वेन किसको कहते हैं, है ना, जो गर्दन की नग वेन होती है ना. So if you cut that, the person will die. So that's the jugular vein. It means the most important vein of your body. So China is having a military base in Djibouti. So China is also very fearful if there will be more increased presence of Israel or something like that. ठीक है, ये सब मैंने आपको बता दिया, लोकेशन बाबर मंदब एक्सेट्रा, है ना. ये this is बाबर मंदब, this is Gulf of Aden, this is Red Sea, and यहाँ से शिप ऐसे जाती है. Let's say Mumbai, so you want to go to Italy, so you'll go like this, and here is Suez Canal, controlled by Egypt, and this is Bab al-Mandab, or I would say Strait of Bab al-Mandab. Okay, and this is Red Sea. Okay, and this is Gulf of Aden, and Bab al-Mandab is actually the choking point, or I would say the strait, है ना. Now साइड में एक और आर्टिकल था talking about de-dollarization fear. अब देखो, डॉलराइजेशन मींस क्या, लाइक अभी जो है सबसे ज्यादा क्या डॉलर का चलता है दुनिया में, लाइक एट इंटरनेशनल लेवल मोस्ट ऑफ द ट्रांजैक्शन हैपन इन डॉलर्स, राइट. यस, क्लैट एस्पिरेंट, यू आर राइट. ऑस्ट्रेलिया, न्यूजीलैंड नॉट इंक्लूडेड इन ग्लोबल साउथ, राइट. So but de-dollarization means we are not using dollar now for international exchanges, we'll use some other things, or like the hegemony of dollar will go down. That's the idea of de-dollarization. US moves on oil reflects its uneasiness over global trade and finance. Donald Trump's urgency to come up with Russia sanction bill, that those who are doing trade with Russia will put 500% sanction. Okay, I've decided to schedule a class for this also, because I think that's very important. We'll discuss it in that class. Okay, in the upcoming weeks, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at 3 p.m. we are having classes. Monday को 3 p.m. पे we'll be having classes regarding Venezuela. ठीक है, इस पे हम लोग will have a separate class for that. Now let's talk about page number 8, talking about Taliban diplomat to take charge of Afghan embassy. I'm sure you must be aware, in August 2021 Taliban came to power, overthrowing the previous regime. So since then there were confusions that the Afghan embassy in India, who will be controlling it. So now Taliban will send their officers or the diplomat to regarding, as, or you can say as a de facto ambassador, or whatever you can say, because officially India has not till now officially not recognized Taliban, but of course we are having all the back channel talks are happening. Okay, so they'll be sending their charge d'affaires, a sort of similar to an ambassador, okay, to India. Mufti Noor Ahmad Noor would be there. Okay, that's what you should be knowing. Then we have discussed about Mr. Amit Shah, the Home Minister of India, has launched database on bomb blasts in India. So that data is called as National Improvised Explosive Device Data Management System, or NIDMS. That is what you should be knowing. It will have details since 1999. So this can be asked, what is this recently in news? It's a database. Database मतलब जो सारे data उसमें लिखेंगे, digital data, that the incidents that have happened since 1999, all those incidents. Okay. That's what you should know. It is headquartered in National Security Guard garrison in Manesar, Haryana. This is the headquarters of this NIEDDMS, National Improvised Explosive Device Data Management System. Okay, that is what you should be knowing about. Varanasi tent city inaugurated by PM violating environmental laws, says National Green Tribunal. So what is National Green Tribunal that you should know? So a tribunal is actually a quasi-judicial body, I would say, similar to judiciary, but it has technical members, not only judges, but the members from other environment and other officials as well. So the NGT is actually a statutory body made as a result of a parliamentary law, and they are actually working as an environmental court. Not exactly as a court, but tribunal is not considered as 100% court, but it is slightly different. It has judges as well as experts. So they actually work like a quasi-judicial body, similar to a judicial body. That's what you should know. And Justice Prakash Srivastava is currently the chairperson of NGT. Okay. Yes, in world page there was a news regarding Russia hits Ukraine with Orishnik missile. So this Orishnik missile was very much in the news. It's actually a ballistic missile of 10 Mach speed, 1800 kilometers in 13 minutes. 10 Mach speed is very fast. So 1 Mach is equal to the speed of sound. I'm saying speed of sound, not speed of light. And speed of sound is 1234 kilometers per hour, or I would say 343 meters per second. So 10 Mach is speed, which is very fast. Okay, that's what you should know. Orishnik. So it goes like this. This is ballistic missile. Okay, which was used recently by Russia. So we are stopping this class here. We'll be meeting you tomorrow at 3 p.m. With weekly current affairs, and we'll be meeting you on tomorrow, that is Sunday, 8 p.m. also, where we'll be discussing static GK, which is very, very important. Actually, tomorrow's 8 p.m. class is very important. So we're stopping this class here. Please subscribe to the channel.